Hello and welcome to this episode of the Get Off the Wall podcast, where we help you get off the wall and start creating content to make money online. In this interview, I meet with Heather Rose. She is a social media expert. I actually found her through TikTok, and we talk about a content strategy, amongst other things, to grow on TikTok, Facebook, and more. So make sure that you check out her content. I'm going to put a link in the description. Also, I'm going to post how to find her right here, both on Facebook and on TikTok. So go ahead, give her a follow, and watch this entire video because she has some incredible tips on how to monetize, how to grow, how to make money, and grow a following on social media. And finally, if you want to be on the next episode of the Get Off the Wall podcast, it doesn't matter to me how big or how small your following is. I want to have you aboard. Go ahead and comment or reply to this video, and we'll set up a time to have you come on the podcast. All right, so as I mentioned, we have Heather on the line here. Welcome to the Get Off the Wall podcast. I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you. She is an expert when it comes to social media. I will be asking her questions about my social media and pretending it is out to help everyone. So Heather, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. Loving the opportunities that life brings to you when you really commit to what you will want to be and who you are.
Cool. Awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about your story? I'm curious as how you got to become a social media coach.
Yeah. So I actually got into the network marketing industry in 2013. I got started with a company called Mary Kay. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. And quickly realized the potential to be able to make money online. After that, I was a car earner with a company called Lavelle for about 3 years, and I loved helping coach and train my new affiliates to be successful in this space. And then I moved down to Tucson, and I became a regional manager of a solar company where I had a very similar role, but for in-person sales. So when COVID hit, it kind of shook life up for everybody, and I quickly realized that being in the online space is where it's really at, and I saw where Web3 was going for not only content creators, but network marketers, affiliate marketers. And I came across a lot of people who wanted me to help them, but didn't want to sell the products or didn't want to be involved in the company that I was involved in. So I jumped on TikTok and started learning more about the algorithms because I love their For You page. The way that it is curated allows content creators to really target their audience in a way that we haven't seen in the online space before. And once I started having success there, a lot of my friends started reaching out to me to help me teach them how I was able to be so successful. Thus, Breaking Free Coaching was born, and yeah, the rest is history.
Awesome. So I see that you talk a lot about Facebook Reels as well as TikTok. How are they similar when it comes to creating content, or are they completely different things that we should think about differently?
So they are very similar in the sense of short form video content, making sure that you have engaging content using a hook, that type of thing. But Facebook and TikTok really utilize different algorithms. And especially if you're monetized on any platform, but Facebook in general, if you are monetized on Facebook, you definitely have to create original content for them, which does make it a little bit different because you can't just repurpose your video content from other apps there. So it creates a little bit of a challenge for people in the sense of making extra time, but it definitely is rewarding.
Okay, cool. So what are some suggestions that you have if people want to get started on Facebook? Is it too late to start on Facebook?
The big payout opportunity has slowed down significantly for content creators, but the money is still available and still there. And the same thing I tell all of my clients is an extra $500 a month from 5 different platforms is going to replace your 9-to-5 income. So don't get frustrated that the $35,000 bonuses aren't as available as they were before. People who are wanting to get started should start posting content to their reels. I know it's crazy to say, but that's the biggest thing really preventing people from being monetized is not posting or not posting consistently enough for the app to recognize you as a digital creator. Once you start posting, Facebook should invite you to become a digital creator, and they will either invite you to be a part of the Reels bonus program, or once you hit 100,000 views in 1 month, which seems scary, but it's not impossible if you're posting consistently and posting good content. Once you reach that 100,000 point, you can actually apply to be a part of the program. Right now, new creators are eligible to make up to $1,200 a month, which Sign me up, right?
Yeah, and you know what? One thing that I noticed, and I mentioned this a few months ago, is um, Facebook Reels doesn't have enough content, so they're still pulling content from Instagram, and that should let really anybody know that there's still lots of opportunity out there. Once they stop pulling content from Instagram, that's when new creators should be concerned. Um, a lot of people don't know what to post. So if I were brand new, just getting into Facebook or even TikTok, what should I post? What should my first 5 posts be, would you say?
Yeah, I guess it really depends on whether or not you're posting to promote a product or service or you're just posting to get views. But I think really each individual person has their own strengths that they can bring to the table. We all have our own life experiences that allows us to really offer insight and value for our reels. So what I would do is I would start looking up content that relates to things you're really good at. Let's say you're a mom, you're a stay at home mom, you're a really amazing stay at home mom. Find 5 key tips that you think would benefit stay at home moms to have a more optimized experience or more tools and skills, and start posting value that you have for other people. On any social media, the more value you offer in your content, the longer watch time you're going to get, the bigger community you're going to build, and then the more money you will be able.
Definitely. It's like one of the things that I saw in your TikTok where you said, you have this knowledge and experience that somebody's waiting on that you need to share. I tell that to my next door neighbor. He's an accountant. I say, hey, look, you have a specialized skill that not a lot of people know about. Go out and talk about being an accountant, and you're going to attract that mom and pop, small business owner that needs to know about cost accounting or whatever it may be. So yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. Go out there, share your knowledge and your skills, because your knowledge, your skills, your story really resonate with millions of people. Even though it might be a little bit different, a lot of people are gonna hang on to that.
Right. I mean, we really have a beautiful opportunity right now because as much hardship that COVID has brought to us, it has really opened up our eyes and opened up our desire to be more aware and present. And that really brings an opportunity to share your unique gifts, skills, and talents with other people who are either wanting to be in your space or need you. And we all really need each other right now. So, from a community standpoint, if you aren't posting your content, you're doing us a disservice.
100%. There are millions of people there are thousands of people talking about accounting, but you might talk about it a little bit different that makes sense to me versus the other 999 people. I agree 100%. It's just a matter of, getting out of your own way. We've built this mindset, this little mental hurdle, mental wall that we tell us that we have to be perfect when it comes to creating content. We have to, look great and, do all this other stuff. But, it's all this stuff that we just build up in our mind. And if we could just get out of our own way just a little bit, you can make the $500 a month or whatever it is that your goal
Yeah.
is.
Do it now, think about it later, stress about it later, overdo whatever you got to do after you get it out there.
100%. The worst thing that could happen is nobody watches your videos, but if you're not creating content, nobody's watching your videos anyway. So you already know the worst case scenario. Anyway, continuing on, what is one thing you wish you knew when you first got started with your social media marketing?
That I didn't have to be an expert to have value to share with people, and that people aren't looking for this perfectly posh, perfected version of what you think you want to create. They're looking for somebody that's relatable and might just be a step or two ahead of them to bring you along with that.
Awesome. Yep, 100%. I think we are shifting away from perfection and we want real and honesty. And again, that all goes with the next door neighbor, just creating something because we resonate and we can find commonalities in the very basic, basic struggle and story. So yeah, no, I agree 100%. The one thing that if I could just grab the person that was watching this video, just make the content is what I would just tell them. Just make it. There's nothing's going to happen. There's no atomic bomb's going to go off if you make bad content. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah, let yourself suck a little bit so you can get better. Come on. Nobody starts out being awesome.
I try and tell people that I coach with, your content is going to be bad, but that's okay. You don't want it. You make great content, nobody's going to see it. You make bad content, nobody's going to see it. It's just you got to keep doing it. You're going to get better. You got to get through that. But all we can do is help and coach and advise. Maybe somebody's listening to us. So what's your number one secret that you want to share with us today?
I think my number one secret to really being successful in the online space is to do your market research. Figure out what other people are doing in your desired niche and really find the spaces and the gaps in there that you will be able to fill and gain inspiration from those content creators, because those viral videos went viral for a reason. And if you have similar value to share with people, pull inspiration from that value and then infuse your own personality into it. And instead of copying and pasting, right? Because we're done with that. That was so last year. And really just pulling from that inspiration for your market research from your competitors. You would be really surprised at how supportive they actually are in wanting you to be successful in their space as well.
100%. No, I like everything that you're saying right now. I think people kind of get hung up on market research because it sounds scary. Other than looking at competitors, do you have any other suggestions for maybe finding keywords and doing market research?
Mhm. Yeah, specifically on TikTok, they've switched over to more of a search engine optimization style platform, kind of like YouTube, right? Like we don't get on YouTube and start scrolling. We get on YouTube and we search for things. So take advantage of the fact that TikTok has categorized our content in such a way and just start finding things that you love and then seeing what commonalities there are in those things. So, for instance, if you are a basketball coach and you want to start making content about basketball coaching, you can start looking for keywords and phrases within your field and see what is trending right now. And you can look through that content and see, how is it delivered? How does this make it powerful? What do I like about this? And pull all the bits and pieces you love and leave the rest.
So, how do you formulate the perfect video? How do you formulate the video to go viral? Tell us your secret.
So there are really two ways to have a video go viral on TikTok. One of them is using trending sounds and doing the market research, looking through those videos, those top videos, and seeing, what is the context? What is the feel? What is the vibe? How are people presenting this? And then the way to go viral is you put your own twist on it, because if you're just mimicking and making the same content that everyone else is making, someone else might have already seen that. So bring you into it and use those keywords and phrases in your text on screen, in your descriptions, in your hashtags. And that will really tell TikTok who to send your content to, so you can go viral with trending sounds. Another way to go viral is with original content. And my number one tip here is to have a hook. Watch time in content creation is literally the most important aspect to going viral. The longer people watch your video, the more watch time TikTok gets. So they want to send it to more people, because really their goal is to have people spending time on their app and not on other competitor social medias, right? So having a really good hook, and then really honing in on that pain point. Like, what is your value in that video going to solve? And then giving the value. Keep it short and sweet. Cut out all of the time that people might scroll on, and make sure you add a call to action, because the last thing you want to do is go viral and
People
not
say, then
gain
what?
followers.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
So,
These are really good tips, Heather. So I watch a ton of TikTok videos. Some people say that hashtags aren't important. Some people say hashtags are important. What's your hashtag strategy?
hashtags configure the algorithm on the most optimal level. So if you have good hashtags, TikTok's going to know who to send your content to. It will allow you to have more watch time, because if you've made content for dog walkers and it gets sent to businessmen, they might not want to watch your video. So the best way to get good hashtags is to really hone in on what your content is about. So creating broad hashtags, which are the overall theme or niche. Take the hashtags you want to use, plug them into the search bar on TikTok, and see if the videos that are pulled up are similar to the videos that you're making. That will let you know whether or not that's a good hashtag for your niche. The second part is the narrow hashtags. So the ones that really hone in on what the video is about. So if you're a dog walker, maybe this is a tip to walk big dogs. So your broad hashtags might be Dog Walkers 101, and your narrow hashtags might be walking big dogs or something like that, and you want to do that research, it takes an extra 2 minutes, and I promise you it will double, if not triple, your views to make sure the hashtags you're using are populating similar videos that you're wanting to post. That way, you know it's going to configure the algorithm.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm going to definitely implement these strategies tomorrow because I schedule all of my videos using the app because I don't want to be dealing with that. Do you think it matters between a professional business account and like a regular individual account when it comes to posting on TikTok?
I have heard a lot of people have conflicting views on both sides. I think the main difference with a business account is you don't get access to the viral trending sounds as quickly. You'll get them, but not when they're viral. And you don't have access to monetize your account. It does give you some more features as far as promoting and targeting your audience. But if your goal is growth on the app and to build a business on the app, the business account is perfectly fine. If your goal is to become a content creator and make a bunch of money, you might want to do the personal account. But it really just depends on what your needs are and what your overall goal is for the account. Some people might have one of each.
Interesting. That gives me more to think about. You kind of answered this before, but I want to make sure that I ask it again. What's one thing that didn't seem important but is really important when it comes to social media creating content?
Having a plan. I think if you're a brand new TikToker, screw the plan. Just start posting, make the content, get good at it. If you have gotten good at making content and you are wanting to scale and grow and create income, having a plan is going to allow you to bring your viewers' awareness full circle. It's going to allow you to spend less time on the app because with a plan usually comes content batching, scheduled posts, and things that really optimize your time because having a plan prevents you from spending all of your time creating content, whether that means all of your time thinking it or planning it, or, it just is really, really important to have a plan and work.
Okay, perfect. On Facebook Reels, you said upload 3 to 5 times per day. What about TikTok? How many times should I be uploading on TikTok?
TikTok is amazing because there are really no minimums or maximums to really gain traction. Having good content on TikTok is important, but posting content is even more important. I don't know if you're aware of Rachel Peterson, but she's like $1 million earner with TikTok. She's absolutely incredible. She suggests posting 7 to 10 times a day, which I think is absurd. So with TikTok, the amount of times you should be posting is how much you are comfortable consistently creating. If you only have time to make 2 a day, post 2 a day. If you have time to make 5 a day and know that you can consistently plan out and post 5 videos a day, post more often because the more often you post on TikTok, the more views you're going to get, the more traction you're going to get on the page. And that's going to be a cyclical aspect where the more you post, the more views you get, the more views those posts get. And it really takes off with momentum once you're able to post more often, more consistently.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know. I heard some people or saw some people talking about 10 times per day. I tried that for a while. That's intense.
Yeah, it is. And with 10 times a day, you're really focusing more on volume than value. And if you're trying to grow an account and you want to hit 100,000 followers in a month, post 7 to 10 times a day. Go for it. Give it your all. But if you're just trying to grow organically and trying to make content that provides value and you're trying to grow a business, 2 to 5 times a day, whatever you can do consistently, really.
So, what's one thing that you thought was important? I think you answered this question, but what's one thing that you thought was important, but really it wasn't important in the grand scheme of things?
Really being perfect on camera, saying the right things, getting the perfectly curated video, like make the content. If a week or two from now you decide that you want to make a better version of that video, you can always improve on what you've done in the past, especially if you're looking at your analytics and seeing what's performing well on the app. You can always get better. Actually, I would encourage you to focus more on getting better than getting perfect, right?
Done is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your experience, in your travels, in your journey, what's the biggest hurdle that you faced when launching your online business?
I think it's this hurdle between being in the spiritual mental realm and then putting it into the physical realm and seeing your thoughts, ideas, and desires come into like physical manifestation. Because I've worked with a ton of business owners, I've helped people start businesses, and the idea is always a lot easier to formulate than the execution.
100%. Execution is where most people fall, and that's where most people need the most help, and they don't want to acknowledge that they need the help. We're all kind of stubborn in that fact where we feel like we can just watch videos and figure it out. Some people need a little bit more push than that.
Yeah. And, there comes a point in with your content creation or with your business creation that you have to stop thinking and start doing. And it's hard because dreaming of the possibilities is so exciting and you could dream about something forever. But until you start setting the foundation and really start doing the things it takes to be successful, that's really the hardest part,
Yeah,
right?
that's a little bit of a challenge there. So before landing on being a social media coach and an expert, how many other side hustles did you try?
You're giving me a little slap in the face here. I would probably say 20. 20.
But that's good. I that's part of the reason why I created this podcast is so that we can talk about your first side hustle might not work. Your fifth side hustle might not work, but you got to keep doing something to find one that worked for you. What are some of the side hustles that you tried and maybe weren't as successful?
I have sold makeup. I've sold weight loss products. I've tried to do affiliate marketing with different home goods, home products. I tried to start a curb painting business. I have done solar. I've done a little bit of real estate for some people. Literally, like any network marketing company that you can think of, I've probably tried. And it's actually kind of funny because you can be doing all the right things, but if it's not a company you're aligned with, it doesn't get you excited. It's really hard to be successful because actually, like, I feel like enthusiasm on fire is the best way to start your business. And if that business doesn't make your heart sing and like make your pulse race a little bit and like get you kind of excited, it's not for you.
Yep, 100%. 100%. No, I agree. And we have all tried a bunch of different side hustles. I think I've tried, the online surveys. I looked at drop shipping. I looked at, e-commerce and all that stuff. But you have to find something that aligns with your values and expectations. The other thing that I like to say is all of it works, but if it doesn't fit with you, then it's not going to work with you.
Not for long term.
Yeah, not for long term. If MLM or whatever it is, if it just doesn't resonate with you, it's not going to work over a long period of time. But you just got to keep applying and trying, and the only time you really fail is when you stop.
Yeah. I think it's important to add as well, like, if you are doing affiliate marketing or MLM or you're working your side hustle and you really find that it's not bringing you joy, it's not bringing you satisfaction, it's work, it sucks, you're crying about it, it's okay to shift into something else. It's not quitting if you are trying something else. It's only quitting if you give up completely.
Yep, no, I agree 100%. 100%. So at the beginning of the video, I actually posted your TikTok profile. Where else can we learn and find more about you?
So my TikTok profile personally is just mainly business growth, TikTok and Facebook tips. And if you want to really like grow with me energetically, if maybe you struggle with anxiety and depression and you're working on getting over that so you can successfully run a business, I'm really vulnerable and transparent on my Facebook page. With growth in mind, obviously, but understanding that we're all at the place that we're at and there's always growth to be had.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. One of the guys that I coach and mentor, he always asks me, am I doing okay? How is it going? And I tell him, you're exactly where you need to be. You're no further, you're no behind, because we're all in different parts of our journey. And, when you start looking around at other people and saying, I wish I was here, I wish I was there, that's when you start quitting. That's when you get frustrated. But if you realize that where you are is exactly where you need to be, and that's from the Matrix,
Mhm.
that's probably one of the biggest things I took from that movie is, you're right where you need to be. But if people realize you can get to where you want to go, you've got to start somewhere, and where you're starting and where you're at right now is the perfect place to get up and running.
Yeah. I personally think jealousy is your spirit saying, I align with this, but your physical manifestation, your physical actions don't align with it. So when you feel jealous, it's your soul saying, this is for me. I like this. This is what I want. And it's alerting you to start changing your physical actions so that you can align with whatever it is you're jealous
How many TikTok videos did you upload before you got to 1,000 subscribers or followers?
of. My first account, probably 100. You gotta fail forward. When I first got started, I didn't have a niche. I didn't know what I was talking about. My videos were very grainy. They were dark. Sometimes you couldn't even see me. And then with my Facebook to TikTok coaching account, it was like 15 videos maybe. Yeah.
What is the hardest part about starting your side hustle? You would say.
I think I've already covered this a little bit, but just really deciding to go for it. And stop thinking about it, because you can come up with 500 different sites. You can easily do that. But just really getting started with one and committing to it, and then understanding what the possibilities are within that instead of trying to find other options.
The hardest part for me is always when the glow wears off, the excitement kind of falls off, and you got to keep going at it and keep working to get where you ultimately want to go. Who was your biggest supporter when you first got started?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be really honest with you. I didn't have many supporters, especially working through the failure process of trying so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of people who were kind of sick of me and sick of me starting over. And, people would tell you like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. You've done this again. And honestly, my biggest supporter was myself, because I knew that it was possible. I've watched other people do it. I've watched other people be incredibly successful. And so I started finding other people in my space, and they became my biggest support system. So other coaches, other TikTok marketers, other affiliates. Yeah.
So I think you've answered this question, but I want to make sure that we highlight it and kind of pull it out. What's the best piece of advice that you could give someone that is either getting ready to start or, kind of hesitant to get going?
Yeah. Without seeming cliche, like, you got this. You can do it. Like, anything is possible with consistency. And if you just decide to do it and you continue to move forward and go through it, the newer version of yourself who's capable of doing these things needs you to consistently show up. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but small, consistent steps are going to get you wherever you want to go. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to be scared of failing, but it's not okay to stop. So keep going. You got this.
100%. I agree 100%. Yeah, I think you've really answered all my questions. I do have a few quick fire questions to throw at you before we let you go today. So normally I ask Facebook or Instagram, but which one would you prefer, Facebook or TikTok?
Ooh, I like TikTok. Facebook is great to build relationships, and TikTok is great to build a business.
So I would say Facebook right now, just because TikTok is kind of being weird with things. And, there's a lot of changes, which changes are good, but I think some changes are kind of overreaching and overbearing just a little bit. But no, I would agree with you. TikTok is great. Maybe Facebook is a 1B at this point. Would you rather would you rather cook or clean?
Cook. Eat.
Yeah, me too. I'm a semi-professional eater. I like to eat all day. But
you should have
my
seen my breakfast.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was that?
You should have seen my breakfast. Yeah.
I much rather cook on the grill or smoke meat or anything. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm not working, of course. Who is your favorite comedian, man or woman?
Elijah Schlesinger. She's my spirit animal.
Okay, I'm not familiar with her. What movies has she done?
Oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. She has multiple stand-ups on Netflix that I've watched, and I know she's been in a couple movies. But she's like a good mix of like really sarcastic, kind of raunchy, but not like nasty raunchy. and just like really, she pulls out those pieces that you're like, oh yeah, that's me.
Are you reading any books? I've just recently gotten into a bunch of books that
Oh, it's in my bed because I read it when I was going to sleep last night. I'm reading a book called Fascinate. I can't remember who it's by. I just started reading it, and it's really about creating fascination within your branding, within your business, to help other people feel fascinating in the 7 languages of fascination. I'm obsessed with branding and marketing, and it is incredible. She's an absolutely incredible storyteller, so she keeps you really hooked into the book, and she infuses the value through her stories, which makes it easier to read.
Okay. Let's see. Fascinate. Is it like a black book with okay, yeah, I found it. So yeah, I recently have purchased like 30 books. I've just gone on this whole book binge. I just got a book this morning called I think it's called like Tell Them Your Why. I have to look it up. But yeah, so I've actually kind of gone the other way. I used to watch a lot or take a lot of courses. Now I've kind of pendulum swung back to reading a lot of books. Are there any books out there that could help with growing their social media business other than the Fascinate book?
I mean, Think and Grow Rich, honestly, like I will talk about that book till my lips turn blue, but it really is a good place for mental and spiritual overcoming those blocks, because oftentimes we have the skills, we have the knowledge, we have the desire, we have the drive, but we don't have the right mindset. And it's absolutely incredible at aligning your spirit mindset.
So last question I have for you, and then I'll let you get out of here for today. Which character of The Office are you most alike?
I have never watched The Office.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I don't watch TV.
Okay, well, Heather, I was going to say it was great having you on, but since you don't watch The Office, I'm going to take that back. But no, I have The Office on in the background, and whenever it's on TV, we watch it while we're working. But I feel like if you've ever worked in an office before, we all represent a different person from that TV show at any given point.
Yeah.
So, for example, there's a guy. His name is Stanley. He's getting towards retirement age, and he does the bare minimum. And so, when we're working for somebody else, we will naturally just do the bare minimum just to get out of the office for the day or head towards retirement. So I think that's kind of why I like it, because I see that in my opinion, The Office represents us at different aspects of our career.
Yeah. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I like to be in more control of what is going into my head. I used to watch a lot of TV, a lot of fantasy sci-fi shows, and I found that, I was just wasting my day away, feeding my brain with things that weren't going to help me mentally, physically, or spiritually. So I have a lot of friends who watch The Office.
Okay.
They talk about it. I pretend to listen.
So who is your favorite YouTuber or YouTube channel?
Abraham Hicks. Yeah, she's a spiritual mindset coach. She's like a medium channel, and she talks a lot about source energy, how to align yourself to your manifestations, God energy, all these really beautiful things that are chronically missing in society. So it's a really great place to get back to reality with like what your mindset is doing in regards to creating your life.
Okay, awesome. Well, Heather, it was great having you on. You are off the hot seat. Thank you for jumping on and taking the time to get on the Get Off the Wall podcast. I appreciate your time, and I will definitely be watching more of your content over on TikTok, and I'm going to try and find you on Facebook too, so that I can follow you there.
I'll send you my link because there's a lot of me on there, so I'll send it to you. And God bless you. I pray abundance and prosperity over your business and anything you touch.
Thank you. You have a great day, and we will see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.